Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 Futurecast.
And on the subject of carbon monoxide poisoning, exhaust vents from boilers, if you have those vents on the sides of your house, including the dryer vents as well, you got to keep the snow off of that. A lot of blowing and drifting of snow later tonight, tomorrow. Obviously, very deep snow. If those vents are blocked, it certainly could create problems. So be aware of that. Storm on the way. Snow, of course, has been falling throughout most of the day. Take a look at live Pinpoint Doppler 12 radar. And, you know, TJ and I were looking at this and somewhat impressed here with these little strips of darker blue and green. This is called banding. Here's one. And quite simply, this is an intense band of very, very heavy snow. And there's more bands offshore that will be coming in towards our area this evening and overnight as the storm intensifies. So snowfall rates on the order of, 1, 2, even 3 inches per hour. Even some claps of thunder are possible as well. So what initially is light snow right now, when those bands come through, in just a matter of minutes, it goes from this to that. I mean, it just really comes down hard. And that's when it's really hard for the road crews to keep up, because it's coming down at a couple of inches per hour. So far we picked up about 1 to 2 inches, but those amounts are going to ramp up significantly later on this evening and into the overnight hours. All right, serious coastal flooding, major coastal flooding is confined right here to east coastal Massachusetts only. Very strong, almost hurricane force wind gusts out of the northeast during the times of high tide cycles. Going to create some serious problems here. I remember during the blizzard of '78, hurricane-like flooding in places like Situate, Mass, during an intense nor'easter. Now, for the Rhode Island coastline, we have what's called a coastal flood advisory. Minor, not as serious. High tide between midnight and 2 o'clock in the morning. There may be some minor beach erosion and minor coastal flooding here. That includes Block Island as well. But the real concern is for east coastal Mass. Temperatures, of course, are cold. This is an all snow situation. There's no rain snow line setting up, no rain or sleet, and that's why we're forecasting excessive amounts of snow. You can see the cold air to the north. I mean, you want to get an all snowstorm, you need the environment to the north to be filtering in colder air, and that's why it will stay all snow. Also take note of the size of the precipitation shield offshore. See how it's starting to expand? Another indication that the storm is intensifying. Also seeing lightning strikes offshore. Another tip-off that the storm is getting very strong off the Virginia coastline. Getting real close here, and forecasting in most areas between 18 and 24. Now, we feel very confident of getting at least 18 out of this storm system. Some amounts are going to get closer to 24, and there could be some locally higher amounts as well. So confidence is high of at least 18, with local amounts up to 24 and slightly higher. And then throw on the fact that the wind is very strong, blowing and drifting and things like that. Let me give you a rough guesstimate as to how the hourly totals will be running up with the snow. Keep in mind, this is difficult. Anytime you get a snow band, an intense snow band, kind of throws this off. But this is a general idea. 8 o'clock this evening, 3 inches, 11 o'clock, 5, 2 o'clock in the morning, 11, 5 a.m., 14 inches by later tomorrow morning. We're closing in on 20. Hurricane force wind gusts out across the Cape, gusting 50 to 60 elsewhere. That'll cause blowing and drifting of snow and widespread power outages. So really starting to ramp up very shortly this evening and right on through the overnight. As the governor had mentioned, travel ban goes into effect at midnight through all of tomorrow. Snow continues to be blowing sideways very heavily tomorrow morning, and that will continue into the afternoon. So when does it get better? Not until Wednesday. We'll get some sunshine in here. That'll be the dig out day in the mid-20s. Seeing signs of potentially for more accumulating snow on Friday with a very active weather pattern setting up and temperatures in the 20s and the 30s. No dodging the bullet on this one. An intense storm on the way. You can download the brand new Channel 12 weather app. So when the power goes out, you can still stay on top of the weather changes throughout this storm system, interactive radar, and get all kinds of updates and things like that. So make sure those tablets and those phones are charged, so if you do lose power, you can stay with the Pinpoint weather team throughout this entire storm. It'll be a long duration storm all of tomorrow and into tomorrow evening.
All right. Thank you, Tony. And now, the super matchup.